Hello people, my name is Rage, and welcome to Sniper Elite 3. Let us find out if it is indeed worth the price. Now, this is obviously the latest installment in the Sniper Elite series by Rebellion. Now, the games have always been fairly solid and fun sniping games. The sniping mechanics always held together rather well, especially the slow-mo X-ray bullet camera, but their problem has always been that the rest of the game has always felt a lot less fleshed out and honestly a lot less fun. In Sniper Elite 2, once you were bored of the main sniping mechanic and the bullet time gimmick, the game kind of fell away and you lost interest in playing. So, has Sniper Elite 3 done enough to fully flesh out the experience on top of the core mechanic of sniping to really improve on the others? And honestly, it looks like a very promising yes. So let's get into this. From the main menu, you have your loadout, and I'm not going to go crazy into this, it's very self-explanatory. Choose your sniper, choose your secondary, choose whether you want mines or grenades for your various traps and stuff getting into game, your strategic options, and yeah, it's fairly standard stuff and you can work it out quite quickly once you get into game. Just adds a little bit of flavour for you to fully customise your character and not be exactly the same as everyone else's. I mean, the different weapons have different statistics, as you can see, and you can tailor your playstyle to what you want to do and if there's any particular traps that you favour. So that really is all that's going on there. And the cool thing, to be fair, in this is that you can particularly customize your rifle to very fine detail with each part of it, which is a nice little feature because it lets your weapon feel really quite personalized. In a game all about sniping, it's nice that your sniper rifle can be like your really cool custom baby that you kill Germans with. Awesome. So, the multiplayer. I'm not going to go into the multiplayer in this game. In this game? Not at all. Never. No, in this video. Because the multiplayer in Sniper Elite 2 was pretty much terrible. So I'm going to dedicate a separate video to exploring the multiplayer in Sniper Elite 3 and see if it has been improved. Challenges are kind of one-trick ponies that you'll get bored of after the first time or so of playing them. They're a little bit of fun, but they're nothing crazy. The campaign is where it's at, so let's finally dive into it now that I've shown you everything I need to do from the main menu. So, I have been playing, as you can see, for nearly 2 hours in this current iteration of the game, though before that I've been playing a lot longer in a separate version that I had for making this video, and yeah, I have been having quite a lot of fun. So what I did is save a game in the middle of the third mission, so I can jump in, show you good examples of what I want to talk about, but not really spoil any story. So let me load into this. Basically, I'm not going to let any cutscenes play, I'm not going to complete any missions, so you don't have to worry about spoilers. If you are incredibly hardcore on not wanting even areas spoiled for you, then I'm afraid there's not really going to be any Sniper Elite video that you can watch, so just get it yourself. Awesome! So here we are where I saved the game, on a watchtower with a rocket launcher and under fire. A perfect hectic introduction to this series. So I'd snuck up to this watchtower, executed the guys and started sniping the area. So currently there is a German underneath me and I'm just going to take him out and show you the classic bullet camera, one of the coolest features of this game, and here it is. X-ray into in, you see skull smash, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is almost worth playing this game by itself for. It is incredibly satisfying to have that happen when you snipe people, and it is really quite balanced. It doesn't happen every time, it happens at varying speeds, sometimes it doesn't actually X-ray, and you never feel like, come on, bullet camera. It is always a really satisfying, nice thing to happen, and I'm glad that they've kept it pretty much the same as Sniper Elite 2. Everything is pretty good with the bullet camera. I am really happy with that. So, the first point I want to make, and the reason why Sniper Elite 3 for me is infinitely better than 2, is the environments. Look at the cavern we are in right now. The lighting, how everything looks, the buildings, just the general aesthetic is just so much better than the second one. Gone are the greys and brown muddiness of European World War II, and here we are in nice, open, colourful deserts, and it makes a world of difference. It really does. The whole experience is just so much nicer because of it. And graphically, there is a marked improvement. Everything looks really nice. It's not crazy. It's not going to blow you away, but the game is certainly pretty to look at the very least. So, as long as you don't go too close to the objects in the scene, to be fair, because you do get a little bit of what's going on there, which is a clear cut and a little bit of fuzziness. But really, who walks up to objects and zooms into the textures to go, oh, well, that's a little bit fuzzy there, I don't know about that. Ah, yes. So, what I have to do here is disable this artillery setup. Now, there are 5 people defending it, so what I can choose to do is kill them all, or, over here, if I get my binoculars out, now binoculars in the game are a tactical accessory. What they do is they highlight everything in red that you can interact with to do things. So you see over here, this explosive is now highlighted, whereas if I go away, it's back to its normal colors. So if I explode that, then I can start to cause some real damage. But I will get in a firefight with these guys, just so you can see some of the typical sniper-on-sniper action that you're going to be having in this game. So, if I start by, let's have a go at him, shall we? You got to line up your shot, make sure your BPM is okay. In fact, I should take this opportunity to say that there really is quite a lot of tactics in this game. Monitoring your BPM so you actually aim accurately. You can't sprint too much, otherwise you get too exhausted. You can't really get in firefights because you'll get torn apart. There are some cool tactical things in play that you'll see more once we move on to the next area. But for now, boom! See, not always the bullet camera will engage, but this time we get the satisfaction of watching him die right through the lungs. I will never get tired of that happening, ladies and gentlemen. You really, really never do. Oh, straight up on there. Hey, where you going, man? Where you go? Oh, God, they're firing back. Damn it, how dare they fire back? Let me slaughter you, peasants. Here we go. Enjoy. Oh. No, right through the eyeball. I bet you didn't see that coming. Because of see that coming. Yeah, lovely, good. Glad you can appreciate that. Come on! Wow, I am really quite inaccurate here. You have to allow for bullet drop. There are 3 difficulties in this game. You've got your easy, no bullet ballistics. Everything is pretty much hit scan, and it's quite an easy walkthrough, and you can just experience the game. You've got the middle difficulty, which I'm currently on, which is a fair challenge. Everything feels alright. And then you've got Sniper Elite, which is brutal, and you only want to go on that for the achievement of having completed the game on that, because the game is not easy. There is a lot of challenge to be had if that is what you are looking for. Let's take him out as well, and then I can show you the explosive fireworks. So now that I've got rid of the guards, technically I didn't have to do this, but there is a lot of opportunity to approach objectives in different ways. See, initially it seems obvious that I should kill all the guys guarding this gun because I have to disable it, but what I could have done is just ignored it. If I go into focus here so I can specifically aim, a cool slow-mo heartbeat mode, which is just so satisfying to use, and fire a bullet at this explosive, I could have just done this and taken the entire cavern apart, and that is really, really cool. So, the problem in Sniper Elite 2 was that the levels themselves felt quite linear, whereas what you need in a game like this is various different paths and various different ways to approach things, and honestly, to Sniper Elite 3's credit, they have done a good job of expanding on the maps. They are quite large, there is a lot of areas to explore, lots of canyon passes, lots of cliffs, lots of avenues for attack. That said, there are still quite a few areas that feel underdeveloped and a little bit limited, such as simple things like not being able to get on a rock. Now, there's no reason for me to get on this particular rock, but for example, in the mission before this, there is a rock on a cliff that would have made the perfect sniping spot, and you just can't do it, though the lighting effects are rather beautiful. The mission before this is a nighttime mission, and the effects playing off everything are absolutely glorious. The fires of the enemy soldiers, I'm probably going to die here. Die! Yeah, there we go. So that is a perfect example of why you need to be careful in this game. You have to be tactical, and you can't just do what I did, which was rush my way through everything and suddenly get taken out by one single guy. I mean, that's just quite frankly embarrassing, but it's also great because it is rather realistic. So now this is actually, to be fair, a good opportunity of showing that I really just did not need to bother killing all of these guys, because I could just explode the area and take them out. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with seeing the fireworks twice. But yes, you have to pay attention to this game. It requires you to think like you are actually in this situation. You can't just walk into the camp sprinting. People will see you, people will hear you, and they will gun you down. And you are a normal dude. You will die quite fast when people start peppering you with bullets. And that is a very, very good thing. It really adds to the intenseness. There's moments where you get seen, you can't win the firefight, and you are just sprinting for your life away from fire. You see bullets whizzing past you, and it's just like, oh my god, run! And it really does create these fantastic moments. So, to the levels actually being more open then, there are definite improvements in that category. There is a lot of alternate routes, and you can approach things a lot more tactically than you could before. Stealth is a much bigger deal this time. A genuinely, please don't say, oh god, I'm gonna use my, I wanted to use my rocket launcher on him. So, my failings aside, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the start of the mission I loaded you into the middle of. Basically, I just wanted you to get an instant epic sniper fight. This is Sniper Elite, and now I'm going to show you how you can actually go about approaching a mission from the start, because stealth in this game is a much bigger deal. You can actually get away with being a proper ninja sniper, whereas in the previous game, firefights happened regularly and were almost inevitable. In this game, you really can get away with each mission without getting into a fully pitched battle, which is a really neat feature, because that's what you should be trying to do. As a lone sniper, you shouldn't be getting in pitched battles. It just doesn't make sense. So they have addressed that, and you can really go for a stealth approach here. Now, if I slowly walk over to this, if I recall correctly, because I am a boss, oh, he's not here this time. How convenient for him, the German bastard. But it's okay, because we're going to go kill Billy here. Now, what you can do, if you get close to someone, is, as you may be able to guess, silently take them down, and they are very, very satisfying. Here we go. Knife, straight up, silent takedown, incredibly fun to do. So you can just slowly work your way through a camp until you kill everyone that's in your way, and you get to the objective. So we'll sneak up to this guy, shoot him in the head, I think is the sensible decision to make here, and then climb up onto this ledge. So what I could do is, if I go to this menu, I have rocks, and I have flint and steel to set things on fire and trigger explosives. I've got my dynamite and my grenades, basic things, and they don't need that much explanation. But if I wanted to get tactical and throw a rock over here, this guy will be like, oh my god, there is a sound! I will go explore over there! So now that he's turned around, I can get up, walk up behind him, and kill him without having to waste any of my ammo. So there are lots of various tactics you can use, as well as traps, in order to create chaos and work your way through a camp. Now, I completed every mission without having to do any of those once, so I imagine on the harder difficulty, they're almost required, but at least on medium, you can get away with basically just using your weapons. And at least that's what I've found so far. As long as you don't get too reckless, you seem to be okay just sneaking, silenced pistol, and occasionally sniping when it calls for it, which is, to be fair, is quite a satisfying way of killing your enemies and completing missions without anyone actually noticing you were there at any point. Now, side objectives in this game are a lot more varied. There's cool stuff like disabling a fleet of trucks, there's exploding tanks with a massive, like, explosive barrel thing that was next to them, which is incidentally the side mission in this mission, so hopefully we get to that and I can show you. But yes, apart from the stuff I've told you, there really isn't that much to go on in this game. The easiest way to describe it is that it is Sniper Elite 2, but better generally. Is it good enough to be a fantastic game by itself? It still does suffer from a few of the faults of its predecessor, but it is, in all respects, a better game in, honestly, every single right so far. The single-player campaign is better story-wise, it's better level design-wise, it's more satisfying. The gunplay, especially the non-sniper gunplay, is tightened up and it's a lot more fun to use. The sneakiness aspect is exaggerated, the levels are more explorable. Generally, everything works just better. It is a sequel in the truest of senses. It's Sniper Elite 2, but a lot better, and with free on it and new missions in different locations, which sounds pretty obvious to say it's a sequel, but really, rarely does a sequel be its predecessor, but just straight up better in every way, and that's what Sniper Elite 3 has managed to do. So I want to get to the area with the side objective. So you see, I didn't even have to go through these houses. I could have gone over by the right and climbed my way through these ones. And there is various angles of approach. But generally, missions will funnel you into one path that you had to go. So I could go round this bowl however I want, but I do have to go through one particular corridor when it gets to the end. But that really isn't the end of the world. It does give some slight focus to what you're doing as opposed to true opening. Because you could get to a point with a game like this where it being too open would actually be a negative aspect, honestly. I could definitely see that happening. So if I go down this place. Now, the game does punish you for rushing through like this because people will keep hearing me and come to investigate, and then I'll end up in a big firefight. It also raises my BPM, which means my accuracy is going to be all over the shop when I start getting my sniper out. So you really do want to take things slow, tactics, advance, and plan out your route, and it really does reward you for that by making you feel like a complete badass. So if there's a guy up here, shoot him in the head. Awesome. I didn't really need to kill him. I could have moved on. But, you know, when there's a German that needs killing, there is a German that needs killing. So I will move on, get to the side objective, complete that, and then generally round out everything. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. I am doing a playthrough. If you're watching my playthrough and you're currently on this video wondering, what level is this? This is going to be a extra episode ahead on top of the one that you still haven't. That's a convoluted way of saying it. Basically, it'll happen, don't worry. God, I've done the things a little bit out of sync with Sniper Elite, just because it is a special case, and I was particularly looking forward to it. So we've basically rafed our way through this area quite nicely. There was an artillery station over here that I should have taken out on my way through, but again, I'll let you guys experience that when you actually do the game. I just want to get to the cool side objective, because it really is an explosive finale. Talking of explosive finale, this level involves a tank. I won't say anything more, but it is really intense, like an epic chase thing. Just seriously, there's some cool set pieces in Sniper Elite. There really is. And just things like this, these are vistas that you keep having when you walk around the levels, is just so much more satisfying than the dull grey cities from the second game. It really is. So they are obviously would have seen me if I just straight up walked past. Good job, I had that covered. And here we are, sabotage the motor pool. So we've seen 2 tanks here, and we have 2 side objectives: disrupt the communications and sabotage the motor pool. Now, how do we do that? Well, we get our binoculars out. There's some explosives there, but that doesn't really tell us anything. How do we go about doing it? So after a while of scouting the area, you will no doubt use your binoculars on that. And now, when I shoot this, all hell is about to break loose. Here we go. The side objective of this level is awesome. Look at this. Isn't this just a lovely spectacle? Getting our Michael Bay on here. Yes, there we go. But yes, in terms of actually the controls of the game, which I probably should have mentioned, but when looking at sequels, you kind of expect people to have a basic knowledge of what they're going into, because it's people who want to know if the sequel's worth getting. But for everyone who hasn't played Sniper Elite and wants to know whether they can dive in with this one, you certainly can. You have no need to play the early ones. Believe me, it will just tarnish your view of this game. So if I get in this house over here, like we switch to that, and then, hey, how you doing? Well, that went a lot smoother than last time I did this. Like, really a lot smoother. How did I even... It's just typical, really. So basically, last time I got in a massive firefight and I was just panicking so hard, ended up in this room. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see? I'm a ghost. Like a ghost, like a whisper. Oh no! God, people have seen me! Run! Oh god, oh god, oh! And the relocate mechanic is actually really neat. Basically, your enemies will try and find you where they last saw you. So if you get out of there without being re-seen, they are trying to get to a place where you're not. You can flank back round, confuse them, and then start suppressing them with sniper fire again. And it is really quite fun to do. You successfully relocate when you see the meter counter over there. So if I make that count down to 0... boom! They now have no idea where I am. They can only go on the last time that they saw me / heard me, and it's really neat. But yes, there's no point me playing any more of this mission. I don't want to spoil more of the game for you, though I will shoot him off that ladder just because that was really too much to resist. Oh, every kill with the sniper in this game is satisfying. Oh, I don't know how I managed that, honestly, but I did because I'm a bat. Why did he explode? Nice. Did I shoot the grenade on his belt? Because that is awesome if I did. Hey. And there we go once more. Just show you more sniper kills, honestly. It really, really works wonders. I mean, does that not sell this game? It does. Honestly, guys, there is a lot of potential for this game to get a little bit repetitive later down the line with similar objectives if the sniper physics, the slow-mo, starts to bore you, but at least the first half of the game you're going to be having a lot of fun, and it's whether you can justify spending the price on this game knowing that potentially you may get bored of the formula. The formula is solid, I just don't know if it extends over the course of a full, massive, long game. When you have, I'm going to get a lot of play hours out of this if you take it the entire way, but it is the kind of game that starts off really fantastically fun and slowly declines. But with Sniper Elite 3, it declines a lot slower than it did with 2, and that is a marked improvement. That is a marksman improvement. Hey-oh! That was terrible. But yes, a final verdict on this game, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sniper Elite 2, but just better in every way. The sniper gunplay is still solid, and it is a very fun experience, at least initially. There is potential for it to get stale towards the end of the game, but the storyline is better, so that may help to alleviate that problem. There is an overarching level up system, as you can see. There's statistics, there's secrets to find, all the general stuff to keep you playing, but at its core, it really is just an awesome sniping game. The camera alone is just so much fun to use. So there you go, everybody. Take from that what you will. This is Sniper Elite 3. Remember to like if you've enjoyed this and subscribe for more. Goodbye. You've been watching